Hello, Dr. Kemp here, Hammond Doc. In this video, I am going to be working with a Leslie 147 amplifier to install a new ham-tone solid state relay. And what I have here is the actual relay that I will be installing, and the amp that is sitting here on my desk. Now you can go back to a previous video that I made and watch me in the removal of the vintage mechanical relay from this amplifier. But in this video, we're going to go ahead and install this unit. Now, I have several of these projects to do here. Sitting on my desk, I can show you. This is one, and here's another one here. And then I have a third one over here that needs to be done. These two are solid state, and that's going to be a mechanical relay that I'll be putting into that other amplifier. And then I have others. There are some on the floor there, and others in this cabinet that will need new relays as well, as I am rebuilding them. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go slow, and even though I've gone through this procedure on a number of occasions, I'm going to just walk you through the installation process for one of these, and I'll begin by sharing the information that is on this sheet with you. So I'll read this description here of what I have, and then I'll read the installation procedure as well. And in fact, why don't we do this? We'll just go step by step. So it'll take a while. I may have to do this in a series of videos, and that'll be fine. But we'll go step by step here according to the installation procedure. Now, let me say this before moving forward. I've installed a number of this particular type of solid state relay. It is a ham-tone SSR 147B solid state relay. It's an excellent solid state relay once it is properly installed. However, if you're planning on using one of these, you must use extreme caution and make sure you have good soldering skills before you attempt to use this. And the reason that is because of these networks here. If solder gets on any point back here that it should not get on, if there is touching in the wrong place on this board, then the solid state relay will not work. It will not work properly. And if you over solder it, solder drips down in the wrong place, the wrong location, or if you burn up one of these little gold rings there, then this will it'll be useless. I can remember some, I don't know, 8-10 years ago when I first used one of these, and I think it was probably the first time that about 10 years ago that I tried using one of these, when I believe it's been at least that long, and I messed it up. And fortunately, I was fortunate in that the person that I bought it from took it back and exchanged it for me. But since then, I've been very, very careful. So I'm going to be very careful in doing this. One of the things that helped me also is that in that time, or since that time, I took an electronics course at the university, and we dealt with circuit boards and soldering connections and soldering wires on circuit boards, and that helped to increase my soldering skill in using circuit boards. And so since my first mishap with using this and having taken the class, I have not had any more accidents with regard to this. So if you're a novice at soldering and it'll be your first time trying to solder, I'm not sure if this is the kind of solid state relay you would want to try to use. Arrington, let me have that box there, please. The white box,
on top?
no, the one right beneath it. Yes, thank you. Instead, you might consider one of these Trek solid state relays, and these are excellent solid state relays, and I have used these as well, and I find these much more amateur proof, and so novice proof. So if you're a novice at soldering electronic parts, this would be the one that I would recommend that you go with. And this particular one, this is a 122 for a 122 amplifier. Okay. All right. And I like this particular one because it's also more of a direct replacement in terms of the wiring setup, the wiring colors and everything. So I really do like that Trek 2 unit. But as I said, this is an effective unit. It'll work perfectly once it's properly installed. So let me go ahead and get started with that. We'll at least let's go with the first one. Let's read the description of this, and then we'll come back and we'll begin with the installation procedure. Okay. The description says the Hamtone 147 solid state relay replaces the mechanical relay completely, eliminating the noise associated with it. noise associated with the mechanical relay. The circuit employs two independent logic-controlled solid-state switches, one for the fast motors and one for the slow. The solid-state switches are designed such that they only open or close when no current is flowing through the motors. This also eliminates the possibility of motor switching noise coupled into the audio circuits. Logic circuitry converts the voltage originally used to activate the mechanical relay to a logic signal that powers the appropriate motors. So all of that sounds good and wonderful for those of you who can comprehend that language. All I'm going to say is that when you install one of these, it works very well. So that's the rationale. I just read to you the rationale to using one of these and what it does. But it's very quiet and it's a very smooth change in terms of the change of speeds on your Leslie motors when you hit your corral or tremolo switch on your organ. So, alright, that's enough for this video. We'll come back in another video and begin the installation procedure. So until then, this is Hammond Doc saying to you, please have a peaceful and wonderful day. Goodbye.